Welcome back to Championship Court here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open in our final quarterfinal matchup between the number 2 seed, the Johnson siblings. They will be taking on the 7 seed, Millie Rane and Will Howells. The Johnsons barely escaping out of their previous match as they had to fight off they had to come back rather against Richard Liverneese Jr. and Amanda Hendry to make it into this quarterfinal. And they will be taking on Will Howells and Millie Rane. Guys, I know Millie Rane is a player that you often say is an X factor in her matchups. What should we expect to see from her as we take a look there at J.W. Johnson, the 21-year out of Boynton Beach, Florida?
Well, that's going to be a difference maker. We talk about it, like you said, Dorian, is that we talk about Millie Rane as an X factor, and it's going to be mine here in this one too. Will Howells is going to play with pace. He's going to play fast. He's going to play hard, and it's going to be Millie Rane setting him up so that he can be active. If Georgia Johnson can put a lot of pressure on Millie Rane, though, it's going to be trouble for Rane and Howells.
The interesting thing, well, it's not a way to start it right there, but the interesting thing with this is all 4 of these players train together.
Yes, they did.
They've had this matchup
1,000 times
all week coming into this one in their practice games.
First point goes to Howell and Rane.
You watch Howells right here. He jumps to his two-hander knowing almost where J.W. Johnson is going to go with that speed up.
Georgia can't make the pickup.
Kicked on Georgia a little bit there.
You're talking about how much these players train together. How difficult is it to go against players that you know almost better than you know yourself?
It's tough. It's tough because everybody knows each other's tendencies. They know their patterns. So it's good in the aspect of that you already know your opponent's patterns and tendencies. It's bad because they know yours as well, right? So you're trying to be a little bit more mysterious and change things up, but then again, you're going away from those patterns that you've trained for.
And can you throw something new there? Can you take something out of the toolbox that they may not be used to?
Step across from Howells, just misses.
Yeah, he tries to go down the middle right there, but just got a little too long right there.
First 3 points still go the way of the 7 seed. Just crawls over the net.
Yeah, that's a tough one with it being that close to the net. Trying to get it up and over. Nice speed up there, and second attack from Howells. Speeds that one up at Georgia Johnson, knows it's going to come back, goes cross court, anticipating that JW is going to be sitting on that forehand.
Able to earn the side out. Return sails long from Georgia Johnson. Howells and Rane got past Hannah Blatt and Grayson Golden in their last match, 1-8-1.
Ooh, Georgia gives it a little back to Millie Rane right there off the tape as Rane can't get that up and over.
I'll correct you on the score there. It's 1-11-1. Somebody had to win that second game.
Speed up from JW into the body of Rane, earns the side out.
That is his strength right there, is JW Johnson's ability to reach into the kitchen and take those balls out of the air. His wrists are some of the strongest in the game.
Looks so casual about it too.
But that's his strength there as well. It's almost like you look at it at times and he's like, oh, he's really nonchalant, but he stays relaxed, and by not over moving or not moving too quickly.
Rane overhead put away.
Well, that started too on the Millie Rane speed up to the backside of J.W. Johnson and getting a mistake.
4-0.
He pops it up and Rane puts it away.
Second serve.
Can't make the pickup along the baseline. Second serve coming.
4-0-2.
4-0-2. Rane sprays it wide.
0-4-1.
Yeah,
Nice combination there.
Just overextended there from Will Howells as he tries to reach in and speed that up. But JW and Georgia just know the open spot. They go backside on Howells because he overextends himself just enough.
Pushing it a little too much there from Howells. I think Johnson, JW, needs to do that. Needs to step into the middle of the court, put a little bit more pressure on, force Howells to try to go behind him.
Georgia tries to step across, puts it in the net.
Yeah, Georgia trying to make something happen right there in the middle.
Point.
Howells can't make the return. Another point for the Johnson siblings. They're back within 1.
3-4-2.
Oh, Rane paints the line.
I don't know. I might challenge that call.
A dirty angle from Rane right here. Let's see.
Oh, no, way inside.
That's why
Georgia
you don't make calls,
was blocking. Georgia was blocking my view. I thought it was wider.
Sure, that was it.
I thought it was wider. Never mind.
And
way in.
Followed up by a huge forehand right there from Will Howells, putting pressure on Georgia Johnson.
Second serve.
We've seen Rane miss a couple of those pickups.
Well, just standing up a little too
5-3-2.
tall. Not keeping that chest over the toes.
Point.
There's that wind, Chad, and it is now it's at the back of Georgia and
6-3-2.
JW right now as you see the return from JW just sail along.
Wind has been a factor at times here at the Johnson Ranch Pickleball Complex in Roseville, California.
There's the flick again, potentially going out right there. But again, Rane's trying to react to the ball and get a paddle on it, and Howells is trying to react on the call. So it's always going to match up that out call's coming right as you're trying to make contact.
Oh, beautiful read from Georgia to go up the middle.
I mean, talk about the lob from Millie Rane, too. She dots the back corner beautifully, using the wind to her advantage, where the wind's blowing in her face, so she uses the wind to knock that lob down. But good recovery from JW and Georgia.
Oh, he was all over it. Just got a little too big. You see the paddle and the elbow go back behind the body there. Johnson's hands are fast enough, and he has enough power that he doesn't need to get as big.
Tried to step across, puts it into the net. It's a side out for Rane and Howells.
Well, like you said right there, Dorian, he tries to step in here. That's a little ambitious because it's off the edge guard right there. A good spot right there from Rane and Howells.
Right at the feet of Rane.
Yeah, she's trying to come forward there, and it's a half shake and bake. She's not crashing hard, but Howells hitting that one off the back foot, gets it elevated.
Side out.
JW reading that
4-6-1.
and hitting a great angle.
Second serve.
Good ball there from Howells, going backhand side on JW.
4-6-2.
4-6-2.
Point.
Howells tried the backhand flick, catches the tape.
Nice drop right there from Georgia Johnson, the reset. Howells thinking he's going to be able to get that out of the air, but she had too much dip on it.
Trying to go Ernie, but the beautiful reset by Rane in the middle of that point.
So Howells, great job of the reset. To everyone out there, a lot of people will teach a reset when you're pressured wide to reset that down the line. That's the worst spot to go because your opponent reads that, they're going to Ernie like Georgia attempted right there. What does Will Howells do? He resets that because he's pressured, but he resets it to the inside foot of the player in front. And what happens here is, see, Howells pressured, but he's going to reset to the inside foot of Georgia Johnson, her left foot, and it keeps it just enough out of reach there. Great job by Will Howells here, because if he resets that right down the line because he's pressured, that ball's going to be smashed by Georgia Johnson.
Timeout taken by the Johnson siblings as we have a crowd filling in here on Championship Court on this Friday afternoon. Mixed doubles action underway here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open. The next event on the APP Tour is the first major of the season. Join us in Miami for the Chase APP Miami Pickleball Open, March 19th through the 24th. Check out the app.global for more information. That's going to be a fun one, guys.
Yeah, let me just pick up your tongue right there. I think
Going to Miami Beach. We love. Going to be nice weather down there, much warmer.
It's not even that cold, guys.
Freezing.
Well, it's 85 in Florida right now.
Wow, great hands battle by all four of these players right there. Coming out on top is Georgia and JW.
You know that we're never happy with the weather, because if it was 85 right now, we'd be saying how hot it is.
You're just a prima donna.
Well, so there's potential for that, yes.
Great hands by Rane.
Well, good recovery right there from Georgia Johnson as Will Howells tries to speed up at her after she gets that ball off the tape.
Point.
Elevated ball. Rane able to finally get the better at JW.
Yeah, it's the double up on the backhand side there, though. If she takes backhand and then goes forehand, JW's all over it. And that comes down to a little bit of the tendencies of where your training partner is hitting.
That time Rane can't make the pickup. Side out.
Yeah, she tried to rush that one. A little too much body movement. Saw that body start to move cross court to try to follow the swing.
Ooh. Georgia able to get a paddle on it.
She almost digs this out and forces Howells to hit another one. But that is a powerful forehand there from Will Howells.
That's one we need the radar gun on.
Side out.
And then Johnson, that being Georgia, goes a little long with that serve. Can't afford that right now as Rane and Howells closing in on a Game 1 victory.
3 points away. Nice angle there from Georgia.
She hits the angle into the kitchen here on the overhead. That's as good as you can get it. Talk about overheads and not going back to the baseline, creating angles so your opponents can't get it. That's what Georgia does so well right there.
Elevated ball right back at the body.
Just a little too rushed there from Howells. Tries to catch Georgia as she's uncoiling out of that stack. She does a good job getting that ball down to the feet. Howells trying to be aggressive again, but JW is there to clean it up.
Point.
Georgia going right at that hip of Will Howells.
Well, and that's exactly it. It's all about the spot there. They didn't overhit in the middle of that. They kept the pressure on. But then Georgia reaches in and she goes at that right hip. Once that ball is in front, Will Howells has to sit on that backhand side, because if he leaks to that forehand, then it opens up too much of the body. So Johnson, knowing that, that he's going to be sitting on that backhand side, finds the right hip. Woo, duck.
Oh, trying to go right at the chest neck area of J.W. Johnson is Millie Rane, but Johnson able to get out of the way here.
Body bags and headhunting has been a hot topic of conversation over these last couple of weeks as they get Howells in the body.
Yeah, nice spot right there. Good finish. It's J.W. able to get on top of that ball and get that ball down to finish.
3 straight points for the Johnson siblings. We're knotted up at 8.
Oh, they might challenge that. I would challenge that.
Well, why not?
I mean, she was screaming as soon as she hit that.
Well, either that or she was really just trying to sell it. But Georgia thought she had it right off her paddle. She's smiling coming back in. They're not even going to challenge here.
Yes. Is it water on the court there? Is it okay?
Ooh, that is close.
That is very close.
8-8-2.
That's 8-8-2. That catches the line from J.W. Johnson.
Nice little wrist flick there from J.W. Johnson. Again, some of the strongest wrists in the game right there. As he finds that back corner.
Oh, she got it this time. Went a little bit shorter, right into the shoes of Will Howells as he's sliding back. Didn't quite get back into that ATP defensive position fast enough.
Those bright pink shoes are a target there for Georgia Johnson as she goes right off the shoe tops.
But you see the difference here compared to the around the post that we saw missed from Mari Humberg in our previous quarterfinal. Johnson waits and gets on the outside of that ball. She can then shape it back in. You'll see the contact here. Creates that angle, that shape, bringing it back in. Compared to when we're flat behind the ball, we don't have that shape and we just end up slapping it down the line.
Rane and Howells have taken a timeout as they are facing a game point as the Johnsons now lead 10-8. It's a 5-0 run for the Johnson siblings.
Yeah, nice run here from JW and Georgia to get back in this. Looked like they were kind of struggling a little bit there in the middle as they were down 8-5 and trying to gain some momentum. They hold off Rane and Howells, and then, like you said, Dorian, rattle off 5 straight.
10-8-2.
Game point.
It's just too fast there from J.W. Johnson. The quick flick. Knows that ball's coming back on the forehand side, sitting there. A big finish to take game 1.
The Johnson siblings end on a 6-0 run. The highest seed left in the draw is up 1-0. We'll have game 2 action coming up next here on Championship Court.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. We love the taste, always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend. when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Welcome back. The duo of Georgia and J.W. Johnson flexing their muscle. They outscored Millie Rane and Will Howells in game number 1, 6-2 after taking a timeout, trailing by 1. And Chad, we were talking during the break, that is something you cannot do against the Johnsons.
You can't give the Johnsons the opportunity to get their rhythm and come back. Once you're up, you really have to apply that pressure even more. So, we talk about you get a lead and you kind of sit back a little bit. You can't do that against the Johnsons. Once you get up, you have to put more pressure on.
Georgia forehand roll down the line.
And this side of the court's going to play into the game of JW and Georgia, too. They're into the wind. JW's going to really cut that drop and make it knock down just like that right there. And then Georgia just flips that forehand. Knowing she's got the wind in her face, she can hit it a little harder.
Great backhand from Johnson.
The big part of that point right there was the reset from Johnson down the line. It's a high backhand. Yes, he has the power to get behind that, but it's not the best ball to counter. He gets a better ball, and they cross-court, take that win.
Howells tried for the big forehand.
Well, right there again, too, wind it. Howells is back. He's really trying to put an exclamation point on that forehand, but just overhits it.
3-0-1.
3-0-1.
Look at that. I mean, the third shot drop right there from J.W. Johnson uses some topspin and the wind in his face. The ball drops. Howells pops it up, and J.W. just toying with him, just goes inside out.
The dead dink and becomes more aggressive. It's in.
11 straight points for the Johnson siblings.
There was no motion on that backhand from JW. He's attacked. It's just a quick flick, catches the edge guard a little bit, floats up, and that wind. We just switched sides of our tent because the wind was coming from our left. Now it's switched back. It's coming cross court from the right. The wind is definitely playing a factor right now and moving this ball around.
And what you're really seeing is, we talk about it before, Chad, as we've talked about it for years, is winning combinations. What do they do really well? Most of them play very boring pickleball, right? They keep balls in play. They do their job. JW and Georgia are doing that right now. They're not doing anything flashy. They're not doing anything crazy. They're using the wind in their face to knock down their drops. They're coming and they're putting pressure on with the dinks. They're not going crazy, driving balls and trying to get out of control. They're staying their lane. They're doing their job, and they're playing quote-unquote boring pickleball, but boring pickleball equals W's.
Don, you talked about how the wind and the side of the court favors the Johnson siblings. How do Howells and Rane counter that?
Second serve.
Right there, again, Millie Rane trying to take a ball out of the air that was probably going out, but again, put an exclamation point on it. They need to put pressure on them, for a long story short right there, Dorian.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Rane slaps it long. The hands, though,
that's
from the
what I was going to say.
Johnsons.
The hand battle in the middle of that point. Georgia Johnson does such a great job of staying compact, staying in that exchange, and then gets the opportunity to go around the post. JW knows he's going to step over, where he's going to go with that next ball. And again. Oh, she hit up on it.
Yep.
The weight fell back on that one.
Instead of trying to just dot it inside of the line, she really tried to put, like we talk about, an exclamation point on that, and she goes long. She went over the court.
Point.
JW can't make the dig.
Great reset in the middle of that from Millie Rane.
Rane and Howells on the board here in game number 2. Nice step in there from JW.
But again, it's that backhand flick. He can do so much with that from the positioning that he gets to. He's almost fully extended, but not quite, because he's still got that load. But he can take that down the line, cross court, take pace off of it, because it's such a short, compact swing out in front. Little unlucky catching the net cord there.
JW with the speed up on the forehand catches the net cord. Will Howells not going to miss that one.
2-6-2.
And there's the pressure from Howells and Rane. Want to see.
Elevated ball. That's an easy put away for Georgia.
So we talk about the pressure from Howells and Rane. Will Howells, he can play the dink game. That's fine, but it's not his strength. What he wants to do is put pressure on him, and that's where he's going to be at his best. That's what I'm talking about with them putting pressure on and forcing the issue against Johnson & Johnson.
Inside the line, everything going the way of the Johnsons right now.
I think that ball that he hit was probably going out anyway, but he does a good job getting on top of that backhand. Tough to do. That's a ball that a lot of the time we'll miss because we try to do too much with it and it comes out flat.
Second serve.
Johnson not able to save that.
J.W. Johnson is upset with himself that he didn't reset that perfectly.
He might be one of the players that talks to himself and cusses himself out after every ball that he misses.
I think Mari Humberg is that way on the women's side.
Side out.
Side out.
Good patience right there from Rane, staying in that dink battle and winning it against Johnson & Johnson.
Point.
Just a little too high there from JW. Trying to keep Howells back, but honestly, once that ball's below the net, you're not going to be able to keep anybody back. The target then becomes the feet. Otherwise, you're just feeding into their strike zone.
Second serve.
Good aggressive balls there from Georgia, though.
Is aggressive dinking, right?
Yeah.
She's just getting the ball down and rolling it at the feet of Rane.
Rane can't come up as it was going behind her. Side out for the Johnsons.
Well, good little run there, though, from Rane and Howells. Get back in within striking distance here in game 2.
Yeah.
Elevated ball put away from Rane.
Well, good job there from Rane. She just goes to that overhead scorpion kind of shot off of the backhand flick from JW. Doesn't get
7-3-2.
quite enough on it.
It's wide, another side out, so Howells and Rane hold.
And right now, this is a critical juncture in the game. You got 3 back, you answered. Now you got to put a couple more points on the board.
Feels like an inflection point.
Second serve.
That one, Howells just not quite using the legs. He's standing up a little bit, tries to roll it.
Step across from JW, side out.
But he's so quick and ready to pounce on any opportunity he has right there.
And again, too, pounces but goes to a right spot. So it's a controlled pounce right at the body of Will Howells.
Point.
Rane tried to speed up. It goes in the net. Point for the Johnsons. Watching JW play, it reminds me of,
receivers 8-3-1. 1 minute.
of when people talk about baseball players and their motion is quiet. His movements are so quiet and just fluid.
Well, there's no wasted movement, right? You talk about
Efficient
that.
was the word I was looking for.
Efficiency is the key. Now, we haven't seen the quintessential JW raising the arms when the ball, like when he hits his drop and it's trying to go over the net. He's calmed that down a little bit.
He has calmed that down a little bit, but again, too, there's no need for it right now. They've been, I mean, I'm not going to say perfect, but they've been pretty clean with most everything they're doing right now. But you talk about he's efficient, he's quiet. There's no wasted movement. So what JW does so well is he just plays. We talked about that boring pickleball, right? But it's very efficient. And he attacks when he needs to. But one thing you watch when he's up at the kitchen line and he's dinking, his wrist is very stiff. And he really just controls the ball whatever he wants. His paddle is an extension of his arm where it's really nothing foreign to him. Everything comes so easy and so fluid.
Winner of this match will take on Susanna Barr and Eric Lang in the semifinal. Howells going for the ATP. Johnson was there but couldn't make the pickup.
Yeah, nice ATP right there from Howells. Controlled, got around the two-handed backhand, rolls it back in.
Johnson going right at the feet of Howells.
But again, JW is quiet with the body, allows the hands to do the work. That's what makes him so quick on that exchange from backhand to forehand.
Rane getting too big. Point for the Johnson siblings, and it is match point as the number 2 seed up 10-3 on Millie Rane and Will Howells.
10-3-2.
Oh, just missed it. She set it up well, but Rane trying to do a little too much on that last ball and find the middle.
The Johnsons advancing into the semifinals. They take down the 7 seed 8-3. We will hear from Georgia and JW when we return here on Championship Court. It's the 2024 APP Sacramento Open.
Less is more, unless it's less beer.
Cat tire.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
I'm Vivian Chan here with Classic Pickles, and we're putting the pickle into pickleball. In pickleball, a slice is a chop shot used to create backspin on the ball. I'm going to show you how to make a fried chicken sandwich topped with Classic sandwich dill pickle chips that will put your taste buds into a spin. Now this is a really big dill.
JW and Georgia doing their thing, coming in, taking the opportunities. The around the post there from Georgia. She was 2 for 4. Little slide down the line. And then the hands from JW and Georgia just too strong. They're moving on. And we're going to throw it down to Dominic Catalano with our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, Georgia, I'll start with you. Playing against two players that you practice with, you know very well, what's a difference maker for you guys going against two players you know really well and they know your game really well?
Just staying really disciplined. Obviously I can't surprise them, so you really just have to, make as many balls as possible. And they played a great match, and I'm really, really tough team, and I'm just glad we got through it.
And then JW, playing with Georgia, so solid next to you. She sets you up so nicely. What is it like playing with your sister and being so successful with her?
Yeah, super fun, especially when we get to train a lot back at home. So a lot of chemistry. We know what shots the other is going to hit, and it really helps.
All right, well, congratulations, JW and Georgia. Moving on to the semifinals. We'll take a break, be back with our first semifinal matchup here on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open.